Members, a quorum is present. Let's please come to order. And I ask the senators and our guests beyond the rail and in the gallery to please stand. We will be led in prayer today by our chaplain, Rabbi Mona Alfi, after which please remain standing, and we'll be led in the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag by Senator Wright.
Good afternoon. Winston Churchill once said that difficulties mastered are opportunities won. Each of us in our own lives have many difficulties waiting for us to learn from them, to grow from them, and ultimately to transform them into opportunities. May the Holy One give us light to guide our way and grant us the ability to find possibilities where they may seem absent. May we overcome any stumbling blocks along the way and master the difficulties we find in our life's path. May this be God's will. Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes, okay, they should give you one. Members, we are at privileges of the floor. Senator Woke, are you ready to?
I am indeed. Madam President, I would like to request unanimous consent to take up ACR 108 without reference to committee or file this afternoon.
Seeing no objection, we'll proceed. Secretary will read.
Assembly Concurrent Resolution 108 by Assemblymember Wachowski relative to Girl Scouts.
Mr. President and members, and I'm accompanied by Assemblymember Wachowski this afternoon. With me today is Girl Scout leader Joyce Wachowski and a number of Girl Scouts in the gallery. And I'd like to see them come on the floor. Over here. Come on, guys. We're up there. Gals. I am presenting ACR 108, which celebrates the 100th birthday of the Girl Scouts of the USA. A century ago, on March 12, 1912, Juliet Gordon Low held the first troop meeting in Savannah, Georgia. Since that day, 50 million women in the U.S. are Girl Scout alumni. Girl Scouting is about so much more than cookies, although cookies are great. And they're everywhere in this building. They're committed, Girl Scouts are committed to creating a safe and supportive environment in which girls learn, they have fun, and they develop the courage, confidence, and character to make the world a better place. As a former Girl Scout, I applaud their dedication to improving and empowering young women. I congratulate them for their service to helping women grow strong. And I respectfully ask for your aye vote on this resolution.
Members, is there debate or discussion on the item? Is there any debate? Seeing none, the Secretary will call the roll.
Alquist. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Berryhill. Blakesley. Calderon. Cannella. Aye. Corbett. Aye. Correa. Aye. De Leon. DeSaulnier. Aye. Dutton. Aye. Emerson. Aye. Evans. Fuller. Gaines. Aye. Hancock. Harmon. Aye. Hernandez. Huff. Aye. Kehoe. Aye. LaMalfa. Aye. Leno. Aye. Tedlew. Aye. Carol Liu. Lowenthal. Aye. Negrete McLeod. Padilla. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Price. Aye. Rubio. Aye. Runner. Semidian. Steinberg. Aye. Strickland. Vargas. Aye. Walters. Wolk. Aye. Wright. Aye. Wyland. Yee. Yee, aye.
Call the absent members.
Berryhill. Blakesley. Calderon. De Leon. Evans. Aye. Fuller. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Carol Liu. Negrete McLeod. Runner. Smidian, Strickland, Walters, Wyland. Wyland, aye. Blakesley, aye. Berryhill, aye.
Ayes 32, no 0. The resolution is adopted. Now, Senator Woke, any further comments on the item?
I don't believe so. Thank you for your unanimous support.
We welcome the Scouts to the Senate floor. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the wonderful work you do for California girls. Senator Correa, for what purpose?
Yes, Madam President, for purposes of introduction.
Without objection.
Members of the floor, I'd like to have you join me in welcoming today our Orange County District Attorney, Mr. Tony Rackauckas, and our Assistant DA, Mr. Dave Wagner, in the back of the floor.
Welcome to Senator Correa's guests. Senator Steinberg, for what purpose?
Thank you very much, Madam President. For purpose of introduction, members, if I may.
Without objection. Members?
Members, I know everyone is, but it's not often that we have the Canadian ambassador to the United States here in our chambers. I'd like you to give a warm welcome, please, to Gary Doer, the U.S. ambassador since 2009, the 23rd Canadian representative to the United States of America. And Ambassador Doer is not only an ambassador, he's, as we say in this business, he's a Pole himself. He served as the Premier of Manitoba for 10 years. He worked extensively with the U.S. governors to enhance Canadian-U.S. cooperation on trade, agriculture, climate change, but he won 3 consecutive elections prior to that as Premier of Manitoba with successive increased majorities, so he'll happily give advice to anybody who asks. In 2005, Ambassador Doer was named by Business Week magazine as one of the top 20 international leaders on climate change. He hails from Winnipeg. He is here visiting California, his first time ever to Sacramento. Please give a warm welcome to the Canadian ambassador to the United States, Gary Doer. And he's accompanied by Sergeant Cawthey from the Canadian Royal Mounted Police Force. Welcome to you in the wonderful uniform of the Royal Mounties. Yeah, please, can we, with permission?
Without objection, Mr. Ambassador, would you like to address the House?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, members of Senate. It's a real honor to be joined by our 2 Consul Generals, one from San Francisco, one from Los Angeles. We always enjoy California products. Your healthy, leafy lettuce is consumed by Canadians, and your wonderful wines is also consumed by Canadians. We have great trade with you. We're second largest trading partner. Mexico is your largest, but we join together in tourism. We join together in your entertainment business. We join together with your great economy and your great friendship. We always want to continue to open up business between our 2 countries. Monty Hall is from Winnipeg. Let's make a deal. We always want to make a deal between Canada and the United States. And in these troubled times, I just want the esteemed members of the Senate to know that we stand with you in difficult times in Afghanistan. We stand with you in the very difficult situation with the Iran, with sanctions, with the Bank of Iran, and with energy from Iran. We stand with you in Syria in the terrible atrocities against the Syrian people. We work with you in Libya, and we will continue to be friends and allies. And we also took the California tailpipe emission standard, and it is now the law in both Canada and the United States which means we have cleaner air on both sides of the border, and we're selling more cars, which is a good thing for both our countries. So thank you very much. Really appreciate the honor to be in this beautiful building this afternoon. Thank you.
Okay, they're all going to want some pictures with the Monty, I think. The Monty was going to sing? That'd be great. Let's hear a song. Oh, Canada. Okay. Mr. Ambassador, there is a rumor floating around at this end of the chambers that your Mountie was going to sing. Well, the desk has been misinformed.
Uniform like that, you don't have to sing.
All righty. Thank you, Mr. I'm sure she has a lovely voice. Senator Price at Senator Steinberg's desk.
Yes, purposes of introduction, Madam President.
Without objection, Senator.
It's a pleasure to introduce a group of individuals from California Youth in Theater. With us today are Gay Jones, founder of the California Youth in Theater, Dr. Wendell Jones, Crystal Lai, California State Thespian Director, Kim O'Rourke, California State Thespian Board Member, and Alex Mercer, Adriana Malbera, Audrey Seacrest, Megan Brown, student members of the Honorary Thespian Society. They are here for California Youth in Theater Day, an annual celebration in the theater arts. The students are for all ages who perform, take workshops, and meet with legislators. The purpose is to honor the achievement of arts students while emphasizing the role theater plays in education. Members, please join me in welcoming the California Youth in Theater group here to California.
Welcome to Senator Price guests. Welcome to Youth in Theater. Appreciate you being here. Senator Leno at Senator Steinberg's desk.
Madam President, for purposes of introduction,
Without
please.
objection, Senator.
Colleagues, I know it's been a long day of introductions, but if I couldn't get your attention just for one
Senator
more.
Leno, just one moment.
Thank you.
Members, another international delegation, if we can have your attention. Senator Leno.
You are correct, Madam President. Colleagues, it's a real pleasure for me to take a moment in introducing some leaders from Israel who are with us today, each of whom has worked for many years in providing for first-class citizenship and full civil rights for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and questioning Israelis. In just about every way, legally, Israel is far ahead of the United States and in many ways even far ahead of the state of California in assuring respect, dignity, and validation for all of its citizens. So I'd like to introduce Ms. Irit Zvili Efrat, who's the CEO of Hoshen, which is the education center for the LGBTQ community in Israel. She's joined by Ms. Efrat Rotem, Mr. Avner Daphne, Ms. Gal Deutsch, Mr. Adir Steiner, Ms. Iris Sass-Kochaf, and accompanied by Mr. Ohad Salman, who's the news media director with the Israeli consulate in San Francisco, and also Gideon Lustig, who is the deputy consul general in San Francisco. So if you could please welcome all of these many guests from Israel.
Welcome to the Israeli visitors. Shalom from the California State Senate. We'll take a few pictures. Welcome to each of you. Welcome to our Israeli visitors. Members, we're going to go to Senator Yee at Senator Steinberg's desk. But first, without objection, Senate Rule 55 will be suspended to allow lobbyists on the Senate floor. Any objection? Seeing none, Senator Yee.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Joining with us today in the chamber, is to recognize Bill Bagley is Tom Newton and Jim Ewert with the California Newspaper Association, Philip Ung with Common Cause, and Terry Frank with California's Aware. As a result of SCA 8, we passed last year, this week is Sunshine Week. Sunshine Week has since become a national initiative to promote a dialogue about the importance of open government and freedom of information. Participants include news, civic groups, libraries, nonprofit organizations, schools, and other interested parties in the public's right to know. Today, it's really my distinct honor to welcome back to the Capitol someone who I have met many, many years ago and taught me the importance of government transparency. And he has influenced me more than anybody else in terms of the need for government transparency. Bill Bagley has authored our state's foremost transparency law, the Bagley-Keene Act. In that particular act, he said it best: the people in delegating authority do not give their public servants the right to decide what is good for the people to know, what is not good for them to know. The people insist on remaining informed so that they may retain the power, control over the instruments that they have created. Bill Bagley represents the very best of our institution. He set an example not only in terms of government sunshine, but also the true partisanship that we ought to practice. During our battles here in the Senate, I hope that we will remember the work and the spirit of this great man. I mentioned that, Dr. Emerson. Bill has a long and distinguished professional career. He served Marin and Sonoma counties in the State Assembly for 41 years. He chaired the California Transportation Commission. He was a member of the California Judicial Council. He presided over the commission of the California PUC. He was appointed to the California Board of Regents, UC Board of Regents. He served as an advisory board of the U.S. Civil Rights Commission. He was appointed by President Ford to be the first chairman of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. And in addition to all that, he's a distinguished author. I want to acknowledge Bill Bagley, and maybe with your permission, Madam President, that member Bill Bagley might be able to address this body. Thank you very, very much.
Seeing no objection.
You've had enough ceremonial speeches today. I will just add a couple of words. Incidentally, the Public Records Act is the other major legislation. All of this was done on a bipartisan basis. We were in the Assembly from 1960 to 74. We had no aisles. We didn't have caucus staff telling us how to vote. Those were wonderful days. Read a little book that I wrote. University of California published it. California's Golden Years, When Government Worked and Why. Thank you, my friends. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Mr. Bagley. Thank you for your service to our state. Senator Yee.
We're going to get another one. Bill, on behalf of the California State Senate, let us present this resolution to you in honor of your great work. Bill.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bagley. Members, anything further under privileges of the floor? Any other introductions now? We'll move on to messages from the governor. They'll be deemed read. Messages from the assembly will be deemed read. Reports of committees will be deemed read, and the amendments adopted. We're at motions and resolutions. We've taken care of that. Introduction and first reading, the Secretary will read.
Senate Bill 1575 by the Committee on Business, Professions, and Economic Development, enacting to professions and vocations. Senate Bill 1576 by the Committee on Business and Professions and Economic Development, enacting to professions and vocations.
Bills are deemed read. And the Secretary will read on the second reading file.
Senate Bill 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010, 1011, 1012.
The bills are deemed read. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. And members, we're going to return to motions and resolutions, this time for any adjournments. Senator Walters. Thank you, Senator Walters. For what purpose, Senator Walters?
An adjourn amendment.
Without objection?
An adjourn a memory.
Without objection.
Madam President and members, I would like to adjourn today's session in the memory of Olive Jordan Simos. Olive Jordan Simos of Fountain Valley died peacefully last Sunday at her home. Mrs. Simos is survived by her husband, Jim, a retired Los Angeles City firefighter and Medal of Valor recipient, their 3 children, Linda Simos, Heidi Loper, and Michael Simos. 2 grandchildren, Courtney Holland and Megan Loper Gullenbeck, and a great-grandchild, Cooper Holland. Mrs. Simos donated time knitting caps for infants in the NICU at Orange Coast Memorial Hospital. Each holiday, she made and donated children's goodie bags for the Someone Cares Soup Kitchen of Costa Mesa, California. As late as the Thursday before her death, Mrs. Simos and her 2 granddaughters were assembling Easter baskets for this year. I ask that the Senate adjourn this day in her memory.
Thank you, Senator Walters, and we offer our condolences to her family. I appreciate your words. And Senator Walters, for an adjournment. Oh, excuse me, Senator Woke. And without objection, go right ahead.
Thank you. President and members, I'm very saddened today to adjourn in the memory of Jerry Hardy, who was the wife of Steve Hardy, passed away yesterday, suddenly, following a very brief illness. She was 65. I'll talk about Jerry in a second, but Steve is probably well known to the Senate family because he was, for many years, the consultant to the Senate GO Committee and the Director of Alcohol Beverage Control and Mayor of Vacaville. Jerry was an incredibly active and involved member of the community in Vacaville. She was the driving force behind many organizations, but in particular, her passion was with the Solano County Animal Shelter's foster program, and she worked exhaustively to find foster homes for animals, felines especially, she liked cats, and provide foster homes with all the supplies they needed. Jerry Hardy leaves behind her husband of over 46 years, Vacaville Mayor Steve Hardy, 2 children, Stephen and Sharon. Members, please join me in adjourning in the memory of Jerry Hardy.
Thank you, Senator Woke, and our condolences to the family, and thank them for the service to our state and our communities. Senator Emerson, for what purpose?
Adjourn in memory.
Without objection.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. It is with deep sadness that I rise to adjourn in the memory of Richard Milanovich, chairman of the Agua Caliente Band of Cahuilla Indians. Being known as the Chief of Chiefs, he served as Agua Caliente's tribe with distinction for more than 3 decades. He was a great visionary that led both with humility and wisdom. Under Mr. Milanovich's leadership council, crucial tribal and community projects got off the ground, providing the tribe as well as the Coachella Valley with much-needed economic boost. His vision enabled the Agua Caliente tribe to attain self-sufficiency through education, housing, and health care programs while preserving the tribe's cultural heritage. Always leading by example, he returned to college to fulfill a lifelong ambition and earned his Bachelor of Science in Business and Management from the University of Redlands. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family. He is survived by his wife, Melissa, and their 6 children and 5 grandchildren. Chairman Milanovic was a true gentleman and will be greatly missed.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you, Senator Emerson, and our condolences to his family and to his tribal nation. He was an important Californian. Senator Steinberg?
Thank you, Madam President. On the same note as Senator Emerson, I appreciate Senator Emerson's word. I just want to add that Richard Milanovic was considered to be a man of great dignity and great class. He was thoughtful, he was wise, he was caring, and always a voice of reason when it came to the sometimes contentious debates around gaming or the other issues within our legislature. And they called him the chair of chairs in tribal country. I just want to add to Senator Emerson's words our condolences to his wife Melissa and 6 children, 5 grandchildren, and to the tribe itself, our deepest condolences. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Steinberg. Senator, any other comments on Mr. Milanovic or any of the other adjournments? Any other announcements at this time, members? Senator Padilla.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, the Senate Energy, Utilities and Communications Committee will meet upon adjournment. I believe it's in 3191. Let me double check. But members of the committee, 4203.
Thank you, Senator Padilla. Members of the Utilities Committee will meet in 4203 immediately upon adjournment. Senator Padilla for one item? One item, okay. Members, any other business to come before the House? Any announcements? If not, then Senator Steinberg, the desk is clear. As Senator Steinberg at Senator DeSaulniers' desk.
Thank you very much, Madam President. The session will resume at 9 o'clock on Thursday morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Steinberg. Members, the Senate will be in recess until 3:30 today, at which time adjournment motion will be made, and then we'll reconvene Thursday at 9 a.m.